Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria on the Soul Nurture channel, and I'm a little late in getting this video out, but I don't know about you, but I'm just kind of really slowed down a little bit. It's kind of interesting, but noticing everything as we are moving towards the full moon in Libra, the lunar eclipse happening on I was saying March 25th, but it's actually March 24th Pacific time at midnight. But if we're following the actual lunar eclipse, it's about a 4.5 hour process. So it takes us into the 25th, concluding at 2:32 a.m. So I'm going to cover sort of my intuitive take. I always invite you to really check in with yourself. Notice this is how I call it soul tracking. Notice how your soul is dancing with the universe. What do you notice? How are you feeling? Are you feeling pulled in? Are you feeling more emotional? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling more focused? Everyone is unique. And so when I speak about the full moon in Libra, this lunar eclipse, this is a unique experience to you, even though I'm talking about in general, about the collective possibilities. Okay, no one knows for sure how it's going to go except for you. Okay, so welcome to the Soul Nurture channel. If this is your first time coming by, I do speak about the lunation cycles, the new moon and the full moon. I do soul chart readings for my clients. Astrology is not my first modality. It is an intuitive tool I use. I'm a transformational hypnotherapist. I am a soul guide. I do soul work. I'm a Jungian-based spiritual director, NLP practitioner, all kinds of modalities, dream work, all the things I noticed I've been doing since I was a kid, trying to make sense of my experience of a soul having a human experience and understanding and making sense of the world I live in and the people I share the world with. So this is why I brought this tool out of, sort of my closet, because I realized how important it is for people to have greater understanding. And so I offer you what I can from my soul to yours. I'm certainly not an expert. It's more of an intuitive feeling, and you dance your own dance with the universe. But if I offer something, and hopefully I will, that resonates with you, inspires you, meets you right where you are, then I am fulfilling part of my soul mission. So thank you for being with me. Consider subscribing if you haven't. I go live on Tuesdays at 5:55 Pacific time, every Tuesday. Different topic. I'm open to questions, and maybe I'll see you there. Okay, so let's talk about this full moon. How have you been feeling? We're in waxing gibbous phase as I'm recording this. And I like to think about the astrology, coming up to the full moon and what you've been noticing, how you're feeling, what's been up in your world, what's alive in you, what's alive in your world, what are you navigating through? I imagine there's a focus on relationships. I imagine you're learning some lessons that you still need to learn regarding relationships. Am I right? This illuminated awareness, full moons do this in general. A full moon is a culmination point. It's it's the cycle, and the lunation cycle, where everything is illuminated. Think about it. So a full moon, in case you don't know, is when the sun and the moon are in exact opposition. In this lunation cycle, it is 5 degrees. So 5 degrees. The sun is in Aries at 5 degrees, and the moon is in Libra at 5 degrees. So this is the axis that we're working with for this lunation cycle. And we are in, obviously, Aries season. The sun moved into Aries on the 19th, which is the astrological new year. And so you may feel a little pep in your step. You may feel a little bit more like, I'm ready to take some action. You are like initiating new projects, doing something new, different. It's also in the northern hemisphere springtime, so we're wanting to emerge new things, right? And So now, opposite Libra, this oppositions reveal, what I was saying is the sun is reflecting the fullness of the moon. We're seeing all of the moon. The phases of the moon are based on what part of the moon the sun is illuminating based on the position. Well, in a full moon, we see it all. We see it all. And with an eclipse, full moons can bring out a lot of emotion, surface what we need to see, reveal what needs to be healed. So I just want to say, provide yourself with some really good self-care, some, prepare to catch yourself, prepare to be with yourself, prepare to let your soul reveal to you what you need to see that's blocking you from evolving to your highest possibilities in all areas, but in particular with relationships. Now, that's what eclipses are. They're harbingers of change. They are like full moon on steroids, right? And when we have the solar eclipse happening on April 8th, really super charged new beginnings. A lot going on with that lunation, but we'll get there when we get there. This one, eclipses can be intense, okay? And they reveal the things that our soul wants us to see, the things we're avoiding. And it's kind of like a feeling of either, be dragged into your evolution or go willingly. And what is willingly? You're willing to look at what you haven't been willing to look at, to let the illumination come back to you. Leading up to this full moon, we have Venus conjunct Saturn. So Saturn, Venus is love, how we love, who we love. It's about relationships with our money, the things we value, how we value ourselves. Conjunct Saturn, the lesson bringer. I think it's interesting that this is just before the full moon. It's kind of like, okay, stop blaming other people. This is on you. I know a lot of the younger people say this, so I'm going to say it because it kind of popped in my head and it's funny. So this is on you, boo. Okay. So it's like you cannot shift your patterns and behaviors unless you really like, and Saturn's all about reality. What's the reality here that you haven't been facing? You need to look at that in order to change the foundation of how you do relationships. I'm going to get more into that in just a moment when I get to the things you can possibly do with this full moon. So this is a time to look at, so the South Node is conjuncting the moon in Libra. So relationships, highlighting where you are in codependent relationships, you're out of balance in relationships, you're just like so tired of seeing yourself in the people-pleasing relationship where you put everybody else before you, where you deny your own needs. This full moon is a call to step into your personal power, to empower yourself, to empower your life's journey. Yes, it's wonderful to be helpful and in relationship and in support of others, but not at the expense of stepping over yourself. So we're kind of course correcting. We're getting back into balance and how we do that, right? Especially for us practitioners. How are you doing that? Are you staying in balance, or are you way out of balance with how much energy you're giving to other relationships and not enough to yourself? Anybody out there? Comment below. I love to hear comments. I love to hear takeaways. I love to engage with my viewers. So please do comment anything that rings true for you. So these are opportunities to evolve and expand your potential and your purpose. And this amplified awareness, be willing to see, to look, and also leading up to this lunation cycle, to this eclipse. And by the way, we are in the eclipse portal. So eclipse portals are like, I was thinking of it like this. They're intense portals for transformation, or portals for intense transformation. They are like, especially with this moon in Libra, where doors are shutting that you need to shut. You know what I'm saying? Stop opening that door. You know those revolving doors? Like I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not. And then we keep going round and round and round. Time to shut those doors. If they're meant to open another time, they will. Trust that. But follow the doors that are open. And some of you may not have any doors open right now. You may still be in that liminal space, not quite yet soul ready for your potential or for your possibilities, for your opportunities. So creator, universe, however you connect, is like, it has got you in a hold pattern. But not for long, not with the eclipse season. We're going to go through rapid changes here, individually and collectively. Again, you may have been resisting changing. You may have been resisting looking at what you need to look at in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with money, in your relationship with creativity, and also, especially this is for my women out there, it's about where you have disempowered yourself as a woman. It is about reclaiming being empowered as women to make our own choices, to do what's right for our lives and our bodies and our potential and our purpose. So it's really feeling like this portal of this eclipse season, this, over the next 2 weeks. And then we go into another one I have to look. I should know this. In Libra season. Where was I? Come back. I lost it. Okay. So being the warrior for our potential, and especially as women, that's right. Moving out of conditioned ideology of what it means to be a woman or feminine. But, we do have, as much as we are becoming gender fluid and more honoring of personal choice, we do live in a binary system, and there has been a great imbalance with masculine and feminine energies in the human experience. Would you agree? This is what's needing to be balanced. Ooh, that came from somewhere, not me. Ooh, because I got chills on that one. Would you agree that has been imbalanced for a long time? I had a pop-up the other day that it's just 50 years ago that women were given the right. No. Yes. Okay. 50 years ago that women were given the right to get their own credit cards. Prior to that, this is only 50 years ago, women, folks, people. Women had to ask their husbands permission to co-sign on a credit card. Okay, that was only 50 years ago. All right, things are changing, but we have lots more to do. So, imbalance of the sacred feminine. We're coming into waking up and saying, okay, we need to evolve together. So there's the healthy sacred feminine and the healthy sacred masculine. And we dance beautifully together, right? And this is the healing that's happening, part of the healing. So I want to get down to my notes a little bit, but let me know if you're connecting with any of this. There were so many more other things that came that just before I hit play, it was like, but then hopefully it'll come back. Okay. Because I'm already at the things that you could do for this. So let me get back into the feeling of this before I give some ideas of what to do. Okay. So I'm going to look at the chart just to bounce off of that because, we are still in a very watery time. We just came out of Pisces season. I hope that you have been visioning. You may have felt more emotional, emotions stirring up the subconscious stuff so that we can release. And this is the full moon is release time. Release what is where you've been stuck. Okay. Eclipses break us out of stagnant energy, break us out of log jams. You've been like stuck. I don't know what to do here. And hopefully you've been visioning. Visioning is what we need to do when we feel stuck. It's like, okay, I know that there's something greater wanting to evolve through me, emerge through me. For me, one of my prayers is just, Creator, prepare me to meet my opportunities. Prepare me to, when the gate opens, to step forward. And sometimes we have to push that gate a little bit. Well, so visioning helps us prepare our psyches. That's it. And give our subconscious mind information that will support us when the time is. It's like I always think of two eclipses are it's a birth cycle. You may feel pushed by the universe to do something different, pushed to get out of that codependent relationship, pushed to speak your truth, pushed to make choices and take actions on behalf of your potential. Okay. So we do have, and if I haven't said this yet, sun and moon are at 5 degrees. So this is where you go to your beautiful natal chart and look and see where 5 degrees is in your chart. What house is it falling in? That house is where this activity is going to be amplified for you. Each house represents something different. So like in my house, this is in my third and ninth house. Nope, sorry, tail end of my second and tail end of my eighth. So that axis is about self-worth and relationships and resources. That's what's up for me. So wherever it is in your chart, that's where it's like you're getting a big push from the universe to say, what do you want to do here? What have you been avoiding? I'm going to show it to you. This came to me too. Thank you. Okay. It possibly, I like to say possibly will feel like walking into a closet or a room or a garage that you haven't been in for a long time and turning all the lights on full blast and you see, oh my God, wow. I haven't dealt with that. I haven't dealt with that. I feel like I'm having a sort of a deja vu moment. Like I've said this not too long ago in a video. We're still kind of in that cycle. So it can feel overwhelming. Like, how did I have so much I have to take care of? Maybe you've neglected yourself. You've neglected some area of your life, your creativity, your financial situation, your relationship, and mostly your relationship with yourself. Okay. So, so that's that part. And if you don't know where this is in your chart, I'd still offer 20-minute consultations, only I'm booked out so far. They're hard to get in right now, but, I could possibly do something like this. If you don't know how to go access an app and would just like me to support you a little bit, you can follow my website link in the description or email me at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com and just give me your birth information and ask me, tell me where this is happening in my chart, and I can email you back quickly and you can do your own research from there, okay? Or you can book a session with me, okay? And you're worth that. Okay, it is a time about reclaiming your worthiness for your unique soul desires, your unique contributions, and your own unique relationship with yourself, your soul, and your gifting. More about that next and the solar eclipse, because we have been dancing with Chiron, and Chiron is, let's see, Chiron is active here. It's conjunct Mercury, not a close conjunction. So we are thinking a lot about our wounds. And again, why are we thinking about our wounds? We want to heal them. We want to harvest the gifts from them. We want to empower ourselves from all the hard stuff that we lived through, grew through, that lived experience that is yours and yours alone. That, it's like we want to move out of the victim into victor. And I know that I did a video a couple weeks ago and I was shared about my own personal trauma story, and I got a couple emails, I got to tell you the truth, that were like, wow, that didn't seem very empowering. I'm sorry. Okay. It is empowering to honor, to acknowledge your life, what you lived through. And if you're in a cycle where you're feeling your feelings about your wounding, don't rush that. That's empowering to stay with what is, to stay with the messiness of the emotions, to stay with the feelings, to stay with what's arising. And of course, reach for support if you need. You don't need to do this by yourself. I keep having the image of rebirthing and, get a midwife for your soul. That's what I do. I think that's another way that I can articulate what I do. What I do is a mystery. You have to talk to my clients or look at my testimonials. I hold space for people to find their way, souls having a human experience. I hold up a sacred mirror for them to remember who they are and help them navigate the human experience to reclaim that potential and to live from that soul essence. So, but imagine like laboring by yourself, And sometimes the labor comes quickly and there's no one there and you have to do it. I mean, have you ever seen videos of a woman on the way to the hospital and like, sorry, baby's coming now, let's go? Eclipses feel like that way to me because it's kind of like, oh, it's happening now. Oh, I've got to make that change now. I've got to shift now. Now? Yes, now. Breathe deeply and push on through. Don't resist. Resisting causes pain. It causes more struggle. So this is where we must let go and trust. Trust, trust, trust. So here we have the sun in fiery Aries, wanting to trailblaze ways forward for ourselves. Moon in Libra, finding the balance, finding the harmony, finding the beauty of your journey, and the beauty of your soul. Mercury is in Aries still, and that's like thinking about goal setting, action planning. But then we have Venus and Mars in compassionate, dreamy Pisces. So I imagine, especially with Mars and Pisces, more dreams are coming, more nightly dreams to support you in seeing a higher vision, higher possibilities, and also to support you in showing you what your current subconscious material is holding for you, that is holding you back and not letting you move forward. So that's something important to be aware of, something I love to help my clients with too. Getting clear on what are those blocks in the subconscious mind, working with dreams so you can have more illumination for, I didn't see it that way. Now, when we come, as Jung says, bringing the unconscious to consciousness, then we have choice. We have choice, my soul friends. And choice is empowerment, right? Okay, so what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, Chiron, Mercury. And, this is, so in case you don't know, lunar eclipses are connected to they're called the nodes of destiny, the north and south node. The north node right now is in Aries collectively. It's a 2.5-year cycle. So the north node in Aries collectively, we're like being called to our personal authority, our personal empowerment, our personal contribution. What are you here to do? How are you meant to do that? Who's been holding you back? Who's been writing? Like, I remember a long time ago, this story comes right now. I was in a relationship. I was going through some spiritual training, and I'll never forget this conversation. I was definitely in the thick of my codependent habits. Codependency, I believe this is the way I describe it. It's putting other people's needs before yours, hoping that once you meet their needs, they'll finally meet your needs. It's externally addicted to other people. This is where we can have addiction to relationships. Like, if only this person will do what I want, then I'll be okay. That's like, if only I have this next drink, then I'm going to feel okay. That isn't sustainable, is it? So it's tricky, especially when you're on a spiritual journey and you have a spiritual practice and you're learning about compassion. It gets really tricky. Because compassion, we think, oh, I'm meant to do everything I can to help. No. In fact, compassion can be holding the space for the person that you're in a codependent relationship with and freeing them to find their way, because you holding them too tightly, you doing everything for them too much is disabling them from finding their way, from reaching for higher potential for themselves. This is tricky, I know. So I was in a codependent relationship, and this particular person would use my spiritual desires against me. Ooh, nasty business. They would say, I thought you were so accepting. I thought you were practicing acceptance and compassion. Why aren't you just accepting me just as I am? And I'm like, oh, right. Must do better. Must be more compassionate. Must be more accepting. Must be more loving. And so I was working with one of my spiritual mentors, and she said this to me. She said, I know, and this was like, I don't want to identify the person, many moons ago. Many moons ago. I was deep in my spiritual training, and she said, Victoria, I know, I see you are so committed to your spiritual path and learning and growing and doing all this, all this work for the highest good for you and others. And then she said, how quickly do you think you will get where you're going carrying someone on your back? Whoa, wow. I think that was like rippled through my body. And maybe it ripples through yours right now. I was doing the compassionate thing. And the minute she said that, I could see myself carrying this person, spoon feeding them, you know, spiritual guidance and words I heard and books I'd read. And oh, here, just maybe this will help you, while trying to do my own work, right? So this comes to mind because it feels like it's time to say, no, this isn't, you're not mine to carry. Each soul has their own soul journey and their own soul choices. Of course, this does not apply to parents with, young kids, right? But and mostly I'm talking about relationships. Where are you carrying the relationship so you can finally get what you want? That falling in love with potential. That's it. You don't fall in love with potential. Fall in love with a person who's done their own healing work, who's come to you ready to be available in the way you deserve and are worthy of. I had this come to me the other day with somebody, friend I was talking to, and said, like if you're looking for a house, you don't want to remodel. You want to have to do all the extra work. You want to turnkey. You want to just turn the key and go into your new home. A person, a partner, a future partner, ideally, has done their own healing, is on their own spiritual path, or whatever your desires are. So they're turnkey ready to just have a beautiful relationship with you. Now, that said, once you start a relationship, more stuff gets stirred up. And as long as you know that your partner is able to do the dance of healing with you instead of doing the wounded dance. Woo, getting some good information right now. Okay. I hope this is connecting with someone out there. We also, let's see, there was a square to, I think it's a series. Yeah. So, there's some, again, it's just about relationship to self, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and shedding the old, stagnant, stuck you, the conditioned you, the things you learned about being you from your family, the ways you're doing relationship that you learned from your family that aren't working. Okay, now I'm going to pop back to some suggestions of how you can work with this full moon. Of course, do whatever calls to you. In general, we think about releasing, and for me, it's a review. It's a checkpoint. What intention did you set with the last new moon in Libra? Or the last new moon. You can do it in the 2-week cycles, or you can do it in that longer cycle. That's the prolonged. And then there's either even longer cycles, but just a good time to pause. Oh, okay, this is all being brought to my awareness. Remember that saying that God only will give you what you can handle, so maybe there will be a lot revealed that you're going to take a deep breath and go, wow, this seems like a lot. I always say in response to that, like, maybe I wish God didn't trust me so much all the time. Like, give it to me in smaller doses. But whatever is trust. Oh, here it is. Trust this, my soul friends. Whatever you are navigating, you're capable to navigate. Whatever you're growing through is preparing you for what you've been visioning for greater yet to be, for the blessings that are available to you once you slough off the blocks, once you say and claim your worthiness and empower yourself with affirmative messages to your being, your body, your psyche. So, okay, a few things to offer that you can do, and this is falling on a weekend, so schedule some time for yourself to do some of this shadow work, soul work, inner work, because it is a good time for shadow work. I have some videos on shadow work. You can go and look at those, but mostly let's look for this video, the shadow side of your relationship. What have you been resisting, pushing down, not allowing to surface because you're afraid of being seen in all of your being? Where are people triggering you in relationship? Remember, triggers point you back to you. If you're blaming someone for something, that's shame externalized. Find that in you. Love and accept that part of you. Welcome it in so it can be integrated. This is quick. I mean, shadow work is deep and lots of information, but giving you top of the trees. It's a good time to release any emotions you're holding towards any relationship that was unfulfilled. Maybe you had a breakup, maybe you had a disagreement. So you want to release, maybe you can write a letter to that person that you do not send. You can either write a letter to the person, get it all out, and then just say, now I'm releasing this for the highest good for both of us. Or you can focus on the emotions, release all anger, resentment, guilt, anything connected to past relationships that is taking up space around your heart that you want to clear so that you can have an open heart available to you, to open to receive the love that you deserve and desire. Okay, so I'm not sure if I said this yet, but it's good to journal. Here's some journaling exercises. And I want to wrap up because I'm past 30 now. It's time to, again, I've said partner with yourself and to learn from your history. What did you learn about relationships from your parents? What was their relationship like? Or their other relationships? But what did you learn from your mom and your dad? Two ways to look at this. One, what did you learn from your mom, your same-sex parent, about how to be a woman or how to be a man? How to be in relationship with self, in other words. What did you learn about your parents in relationship? Oh, three. Sorry, I'm getting so much information right now. Whew. Okay. How did your parents model relationship to you? What did their relationship look like? Was there good communication? Was there arguing? Was there, did, like, my dad left my mom, so was there abandonment? And then, what was the third one? Oh, come on now. I had it. Relationship with self, how same sex. Oh, and how your opposite sex parent was with you too. What did the relationship with your opposite sex parent teach you about you? There's more there, but book a session with me if you want to do relationship work. It's one of my favorites. Reclaiming and updating your relationship file, preparing you and reclaiming the love you truly deserve. Okay. So let's see. Oh, and then, okay. And then also, this is a good one. And then I'm going to wrap up. So most of you have done vision boards, right? My husband, I was teaching a visioning class live when I used to do them in person. And he was there to help me. And he was so great. And he played along and he did his own vision board. And I was looking at the images and was like, wow, those are some dark images. And he goes, yeah, this is my shadow vision board. So I give him full credit for that. But I now use it for my clients and my work. In other words, when we do a vision board in general, we're like putting all the happy, fluffy pictures on there. Like, I want that. Well, shadow board is to acknowledge those parts of you you've denied, suppressed, shamed, or judged, or you felt shamed and judged about, and so you hid them in the shadows. So find those images. Like maybe you're triggered by anger, or you're triggered by people who seem to be selfish or entitled. Find images that represent that. Maybe even put those words: entitled, selfish, angry, and put it on the board. And the goal is, to, by selecting images that you put on a board, it doesn't have to be a big board, just a small, and then each image, say, welcome. I see you, I love you, I accept you, I need you. Because the truth is, we do need all of the parts we've suppressed. We need them to come into integration, into wholeness, so that we can be all of who we're meant to be. Okay, so love and accept all of you. And I send you love and acceptance and support right from where I am to right where you are. May you receive that. May it feel like support to do whatever you need to move through this full moon energy, this eclipse energy, in a powerful way of reclaiming and trust, shedding and reclaiming. All right. Thanks for being with me. I'm always honored by anyone who takes the time to stop by and watch a video. And I love, love, love when you take the time to comment. It lets me know that what I'm sharing is reaching someone out there. And I also love to know where you're viewing from. So put a little comment put a comment there. If all you do is put location and an emoji, fine. But I'd love it if you'd share What did you take away from today that will be helping you emerge more of your beautiful soul potential? All right, thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.